What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Oh, it is amazing Wednesday today. Today we're talking about micro risk and why it's so important for you and I to take these small little incremental risks within our marketing. It might seem though that the word risk scares a lot of people, and that's why I really want to demystify what it means and how actually there's almost zero cost or repercussion or anything to actually taking these many risks, and you never know what will happen and what outcomes you can get from it potentially. So let me hop on here on LinkedIn real quick. We're going on YouTube as well. So for those of you who are longtime fans of the Nico Live experience, basically what we're doing here is every time I record one of these lives, basically I'm taking the audio from that, turn that into a podcast. We're streaming this on both LinkedIn and YouTube, and that enables me to both scale up and produce a lot more content I think is relevant for you and I to see, because I don't want to limit anyone to the platforms that I visit, right? So what we're talking about today, like I said, we're talking about micro risk and how you can actually start implementing that today. So one of the biggest risks, and I'll actually pull up a use case, because I think it's so relevant, because I talk about to contextualize what I'm talking about. It's better if I can show you and you can actually see what's going on. So yesterday I made this little screen record of a picture of me and then some text happening right on the bottom. And for in retrospect, that's not risky, right? It's a simple screen record, it's a simple image and text, right? But if you were to think about this, this could have been the unlock, or this potentially is the unlock for amazing content that's coming. And what I mean by that is today, right now, you can, whether you're an uh, Android or iPhone, there's screen record apps. There's built-in mechanisms to do this. You could do this right now. So, like I said, this things keep going, but basically, all I do is go into the respective app. I type in what I do, or I speak it into. I record as I do it, and I take that video and I post that on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, wherever I determine that I want that piece of content to go. The nice thing about that is it's risky because it's different. So if you and I go in our news feed right now, right? If we just go and we scroll, there's probably, oh, Tisha's awesome. Probably not a lot of screen recording videos. There's traditional videos like this. There's text based. There's articles or stuff like that. But you probably haven't seen too much screen records are being transcribed. And I know it kind of gets fuzzy when it goes on web based. I'm really optimizing that piece of content for mobile, but that's different, right? You don't really, like I said, you don't really see that's my messages. You don't really see that too much in the content. So what does this do? Why do I bring this up? The leverage point is for you and I, if we can find a way to stand out and be different, we potentially have a way to optimize the content that we have for the people we reach. Because again, if you see words on the screen just typing, that might catch you off, catch you by surprise for a second, and you might be more tempted to watch for a couple more seconds than you would have usually spent on a piece of content. Maybe within those couple seconds, I can grasp and I can say something to you at that moment that potentially gets you to be like, oh, wow, this guy actually knows what he talks about. Then go investigate my other content, go to my website, see that I offer consulting services, I have products and marketing and all that fun stuff. And, that checks all the boxes for what you need right now. And it all happened because you saw a screen record of me on my phone, and that was so different that caught your eye. So the point I bring up, and the reason I bring this up, is there are little parts of your content strategy in your marketing that you can implement exactly what I just said, but specifically to the people you're trying to reach, right? So let me see if I have some ideas. I have a little, and I highly recommend it. Get Evernote, get a note app, get whatever you need. Just I have that on my phone where I write down all these great ideas. Let me see if I uh, uh, I can't find it right now, but and that's partly why I need to organize a little better. But basically, what are simple ways that you and I can take these micro risks in our content? So one of the biggest things that I recommend is start small. there's really no downside to you taking what I just said, screen recording your screen, and then posting that video, fixing it up and whatnot, and posting it. Potentially, that's too risky, and you're like, my what if my audience doesn't like it? What about throwing in simple emojis to the caption, or changing up the making the first two sentences of your article or text-based post a little bit more clickbait, so that when people see it, they actually get interested and click it. So throughout your day, throughout your content strategy, there are these little micro opportunities you have to do something just a tad bit different. And that's what I want you to lean into. Because again, the nice part for you and I is, in net in retrospect, it probably won't matter. And these micro risks, no one are ever going to remember them. If you really think about it, I've been posting every single day since October 2018. And there's some content that I've looked back at and I'm like, Nico, that wasn't your best work. The angles were off, colors weird, the copy's not on point. Yet I needed to go and experiment through that because I learned something. I learned that that's not my style, or I don't like that, or I do like that, but it needs to be changed. Everything that you guys are seeing today is a combination of experiments and taking risks on my content that have paid dividends farther than I could ever seen. Some of the best live streams I have nothing to do with marketing, and those are the ones that generate the most leads. Even though I have a marketing company, most people potentially don't like that. And from my experience, sharing about my journey, sharing myself as a not a marketer going into the field and becoming a marketer, that's caught people's attention. And within those conversations, they've gone and seen that, oh, he's done this, he's written a book and all that fun stuff. But again, I thought if I just talk about marketing, I'll get people to buy my marketing services, my products and all that fun stuff. When in reality, what I've seen is that's the opposite. Like yes, it helps in the making a decision, but people need to connect with me before they even go investigate the stuff I have. So I've seen people all across the board be fascinated with my journey. So that's why I've been pushing that a lot more. The screen record thing came out of a pure coincidence where one day I actually lost my voice, and I had some content in the back end, but I still wanted to get something out there. So, and I wanted it to be interactive because I think text space is fine, and personally I don't enjoy it the most, but some people do, and I wanted to create content for them. But I wanted something different, so I was like, hey, I've seen people on other platforms screen record on their phones and then fix it up and post it, and it's done really well. So why can't I do the same thing? Did the first one, didn't do too well. I didn't, I was like, okay, I learned something. Let me keep iterating. And I finally iterate to the point where I love the fact that this one, I'll show you the video for those of you who have not seen it. It's, I think, one of my best works. So it's very simple. So it starts off with just a picture and it instantly starts typing. So for my thinking is, for the person watching, they see the picture, potentially they're like, oh, that's a cool guy. And then they see the text start happening. I think it's just different enough to where it stands out a little bit more across a little bit more than any other piece of content that they might have seen that day. So very, very simple. And this is, like I said, this is a very, very simple hack that you can start implementing today, right? And you can copy exactly what I did, or you can figure out, is there a way in your, maybe, and here's the thing, it doesn't have to be on the content you post. It could be your outreach letter, your email sequence. It could be your branding. Potentially you're getting new shirts, doing something different. Maybe you're going to conferences and you've always done pens, but can you do mints? And take these micro risks, because just much like in life, if you take some of the biggest risks every single day by getting in the car, more accidents happen with people in cars than plane crashes and stuff like that. Yet we take on that risk every day because we know the rewards can be massive. Going to work, going to see that client, doing those things that move our businesses, our ethos, our missions forward is important. So we take those risks. I'm telling you, can we figure out a way that you and I can do that together for whatever you want to end up doing? So whether it's in the content that you make, whether it's investing in the equipment, right? And so maybe you're like, I want more audio quality. I want more lights. So we'll have to let's see if this works. Let's see if you can see. So you can see the lights back one there and another right there. Boom and boom, right? Maybe it's investing in lights and taking that risk and buying that equipment to help get you to the next level. Whatever that is, these risks have the opportunity to pay off more dividends than you can even imagine. So that's my tip for you today. Whether it's in the content that you do, whether it's in the outreach, whether it's in the marketing, the branding, the both online or offline, figure out ways that you can implement these small tactics, these small mechanisms to really just try something different. Because worst comes to worst, if it fails, right? So you and I could invest, a fraction of the cost, but if we don't try it and we don't know what's the justification of not trying it if it's super low cost? If it's massive and you need millions and millions of dollars, potentially that's something you and I don't want to do right now, and that's okay. We gotta acknowledge that. But that being said, I really, really want you to focus on, is there a way that you can take micro risks within the content that you make and pick something? Just honestly pick a specific point, do something a little bit different. You see another content creator or another marketer or another small business doing something, look at it. Don't necessarily copy it word for word, text by text, piece by piece, but figure out a way that you can put your own little spin to it. There's tons and tons and tons of people who make burgers in the US, but there's a favorite burger that you make, whether it's through In-N-Out or Five Guys, or maybe it's your local, diner or whatever that is. They all have the same base ingredients, but it's those small tweaks on them that really make that burger the best burger ever. And that's a little clip I'm going to clip because it's super, super important that it's okay not to have something that's revolutionary in the area that it's a burger with 0 calories. No, it could be a burger with a specific barbecue sauce or something like that. That's just offers a different take on you had to take a little risk on that burger. So that is my little live for you today. That's all I got. Hopefully you guys all have a beautiful day. And like I said, take these little risks. Like what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to create a piece of content, spend 5, 10, 15 minutes on it, and it doesn't do well. Okay, but who knows that that it might reach the one person you're trying to reach at the one time that can give you the one deal that can just change your business overnight, and you won't know if you don't get started. So that's my little tip for you today. Very simple live. We will be back tomorrow with a more extended live. I actually have a couple cool things prepared, so tune in tomorrow. But otherwise, have a beautiful day, and we will see you guys all very soon. Take a risk. Take a risk. I'm telling you, take a risk. It's so important. It will pay off so much more. You just gotta trust me in this, okay? Do you trust me? You trust me? Hopefully you do. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.